Hello Winning Game fan, so many awesome free updates to go through, beginning with Otherworld Legends Spring Update, the latest for this pixel art action roguelite, adding a new witchy hero, a new boss, and new magic themed skins for existing characters, adding a new mode and feature as well, making this title even better. Just a quick one here, since I've had my eye on Sagres ever since I came across it during the Busan Indie Connect event, where this is an open world sailing RPG from a Korean developer. The developer did have an earlier version out on itch.io, where the Steam release is more fully featured, having a bunch of mini-games and RPG-like systems as you sail about the world in search of your missing father. However, the big caveat here is that the current release only has Korean language support, but if you are curious, definitely wishlist it for now. This video is brought to you by Terra Alia, a unique language learning RPG set in a world that has both fantasy elements and a technologically advanced world. Interestingly, this does have a storyline where you play as a recent graduate of a magical academy, being invited by your old mentor to continue your studies abroad, but when you arrive, she has gone missing. Whether you're a beginner or advanced learner, Terra Alia has got you covered with its support for 10 different languages, from English, Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, German, Russian, Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, where you can use your chosen language as a starting point to learn another one of these as you progress through the game. However, it is not a pure educational game, but still features all the classic RPG gameplay elements that you love. From turn-based combat to exploration and deep world building, this game offers the full RPG experience without compromises, so pick it up via the link in the description below. I also want to mention the not-so-indie Tribes of Midgard, a gorgeous survival action RPG with a Norse mythology theme, where their latest season and content drop, named Valhalla Saga, is currently live. There's a new location to explore, a new ancient to battle, seasonal events, the addition of rideable mounts and more, when pleasantly surprised at the continued support that this game has continued to get. A sci-fi city builder colony sim of interest is Reshaping Mars, yet another Mars colony builder where there have certainly been a lot of these, but has been well received so far. This one will be for management sim fans, since you have to build a self-sustaining colony, impressing with the scale of everything, since you do really need to construct a lot of buildings as you expand across the red planet. The interesting part here is that it's a full-scale simulation of Mars, where the geography and altitude fields are all consistent with the actual data collected so far. It does also have alternate game modes with various storylines and constraints, such as having to build a colony with no humans but robots only, or one with a terraforming twist, providing plenty of content. Now this title I'm excited to share since, like Sagres mentioned earlier, I've had my eye on Touhou Hero of Ice Fairy, but there wasn't English language support, which has now been added, making it a good time to check out this boss rush action platformer. It takes the bullet hell elements from the Touhou franchise and converts that into a boss rush title, where you're moving and jumping on the ground, avoiding enemy attacks while launching your own. While the number of bosses is limited, there are alternate attack patterns and difficulty levels for each boss, so it's definitely more than meets the eye. The release of Tesla Grad 2 did creep up on me as well, where it did not show up on any list of upcoming releases prior to launch, where this is the sequel to a game from 10 years ago, so it's amazing to see it carry on that lineage. This is an action puzzle platformer with electricity at its core, where it is not your typical puzzle platformer in that there are some precision platforming sections that you will need to master. You play as a new Tesla Mensa, stranded in a foreign land after her airship crashes, having to once again conquer and ascend a giant tower in order to get back home, where the art in this sure is gorgeous and worth a look. A well-received pixel art turn-based tactics title is Shark Punk Vermin Fall, where of course you're doing battle against Redman, not quite the Skaven, but it comes close. This mixes turn-based tactics with survival elements, as you not only have to participate in combat, but also have to scavenge resources from the environment, even having a Darkest Dungeon style preparation phase before you move into the next area. The steampunkish theme is neat and also presents the expected heartbreak and exhilaration that you get from a game like XCOM, so if you're in the mood for something different and fresh, give this game a look. Perhaps the highlight of the video is Huck, Echoes of Chains, a free DLC to an underrated Metroidvania from last year, which I know a couple of you are fans of, where this adds a new standalone DLC dungeon, complete with new mechanics, puzzles, enemies, more story content, and of course a new boss fight, making this an even better proposition. This next title has stumped me for the longest of time, since even while in early access, I was taken by surprise at how popular this game is, where this tactical action title set in Roman times was released in version 1.0 last month. You are leading your squad on the battlefield, having bits of strategy and tactics as you determine troop composition, equipment and formation, ultimately having to test your strategy such as the shield wall against your enemies, but if you're craving for more, here are upcoming medieval games to look forward to.